Hello, once again, everybody. Welcome back to some more Star Technology. I am Towkn, and you might be wondering what this machine behind me is doing. Well, it's doing not as much as I hoped it would, but it is doing a lot. Main thing it is doing it is eating away at our nitrogen, like very very fastly eating away at our nitrogen. But yeah, let's get into what it is. This is the Pyrolus oven. So right now I got wood in here that's getting put into here. We have the nitrogen that's kind of being split between our input hatch there and this. This here is currently making a bunch of aluminum right now. We got that much there and that much there because I hooked the clay back. Oh, clay is empty. Okay, let's come back over here. Actually, no, wrong thing. I need to grab this. Bring this back over here so it can start getting clay back inside of it. There we go. You might be wondering what all this stuff here is as well. Or did I? I can't remember if I showed this or not. I don't. No, I didn't. So this here, I was trying to do some stuff. I could show you that in a minute, but I couldn't figure it out, and then I realized, oh yeah, I had to use a medium voltage thing as well. But anyways, this currently, when it's running, takes wood from here, nitrogen from here. I was like, why is it not running? It's not running because of this. Okay, let's go in here, press this, type in upgrade real quick so we can grab this out of here and put it on there so that I could get all that charcoal pulled out of there. Because basically what this is doing is just taking that wood from there, that nitrogen from there, and turning it into charcoal and wood gas. The wood gas is going in here and going up to here. I'd make an advanced distillery as well. But the wood gas goes into there and then goes down here in ethylene. That ethylene I can then take out, which we have 2 buckets of now. I could run it all the way over here to our chemical reactor, where I can put it in here. And with the oxygen that I put in here, it can go through and make the liquid polyurethane, which we could then put in here. Which if I turn that on, it'll take that one plate and a fine tin wire to make those. Oh wait, I forgot about that. Something's going on with this machine and the power it's using, and we're probably going to have to figure out something else because, again, something happened, and yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to disconnect it and then reconnect it and see if that changes it. And looking at it, I'm going to say it did not. Like it eats away at that power like nothing. But after that, that was why it was turned off. But after it does that, we get those 8 transistors that we needed. I have already made it once, but yeah, there we go. We got those. Yeah. Nitrogen, yeah, but like this guy, this gas collector and the whatchamacallit in here, the basic centrifuge are now kind of slow for that. We almost need to make a advanced centrifuge just so it cuts that time in half or whatever it does. But we get those things now, the resistors or whatever. And yeah, so that's basically what this machine here is for. It's just to get those there. It's that wood gas, the ethylene, and yeah. So I made it. Nice thing was that the cupron L, the copper nickel. Yep, that we took away from here when we took this and made it Cansol. The copper nickel is perfect. It's usable on this thing here, so we made it on that, and yeah. What are we looking like in here? We got tiny pots, still a bunch. We still have room, so we can just ignore that for now. And yeah, I currently have this thing running for copper and nickel, essentially, just in case we need more of the copper nickel at some point, which we probably will. And for the most part, that's about all. No, wait, no, wait. I did that thing over there. We also, I want to go over here real quick, take this out, press B, put this in. I also do want to come over here real quick and press B right here and grab a bunch of iron dust real quick. Go into this barrel and throw it in there so we get a bunch of iron back. Okay, then we hit B, throw that in there. And then we're going to run this all the way over here, where I can put that down. We can pick this up, put that in our computer as well. Okay. The other thing I did, so for whatchamacallit, ME stuff, we're going to need some skystone, right? So I was like, how do I get skystone? I was like, well, we could make it in a mixer, or we could make one of these things, an advanced rock crusher, which as you can see has made a couple stacks of skystone by just having a skystone in there. And having resonant ender on both sides and lava on both sides as well. We have this barrel here for the liquid stuff. You can see I also filled out this quite a bit more. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put this down here and take it back out. We're going to then take it up and crush it. We'll throw it in this guy. And as you can see, it now will crush it into more skystone dust that we can use to make more sky steel dust. But the big thing is we need more steel. So currently we do have this guy here. As I said, sturdy machine frame casing now is what it needs. I made that. And we got a bunch of this in here going like that to make more steel. Still not the fastest way to make steel. We could make it much, much quicker in the electric blast furnace. But with needing a bunch of aluminum as well, we are using it for aluminum. But you can also see I got a bunch more Kanthal there and some more hot silicone there. We also have the little bit of sky steel that we had in there. So yeah. So for now, we're going to say yes to that. We're good there. We're then going to open this up and go back into here. Because in order to get into this printed circuits, we need to make these presses, which are going to require a forming press that is at least medium voltage. I should make sure I check that beforehand so I don't make a basic one like I did with the rock crusher. But for that, as you can see, we're going to need more aluminum. We're going to need more medium voltage circuits. We're going to need more copper cable, which we have. But the biggest thing is going to be all this stuff here. So, are the medium voltage circuits. That's going to be the big thing. So let's go ahead and run in here. We're going to click on this and go, okay, yeah, probably hit the right button first. Go like this. And we're going to make 30 resistors sounds good right now. Then to make this, we also needed, we need more of the IC chips, aren't we? IC. Because we only have 12 of those. So let's go like this and remember which one made the IC chips. That is going to be the one that's in there, I believe, the red one. So I could come over here, grab a couple of these, throw them in there. and let that just start making those IC wafers. That way there we can then turn them into the IC chips and be good. Okay. So we'll let that go for now. While that's doing that, we'll see what else we needed again. We needed the diodes, which again was the annoying part, right? And we needed more of these. Let's grab those, which means we need more copper wire too. Okay, so yeah, let's go in here and find the copper that we have. There it is. Bring it over to this. Let's go ahead and change this to 1. Take out the tin that's in there. Put the copper in there so we get some more copper wire going. Yeah, we definitely got more of this than we're going to need for right now, which is fine. The annoying part about this, though, right, is going to be these things. These diodes. Because we have the SMD diode, which we can't really do because we don't have platinum wire. And that was high voltage anyways. And we have just these diodes, which required the small pile of gallium and liquid glass in a low voltage assembler with more copper wire. So let's go here. We'll go copper. We can grab that out. And then we could use glass, but I think the easiest thing is going to be just making some more glass dust. Like that. That we can put in here. And that is exactly 2 buckets there. So let's just go 1, 2. For that to make liquid glass. And then do we have a barrel that doesn't have, I mean, I don't think we have any empty barrels. And that's got slurry in it. That's got that. That's got hydrogen in it now because I didn't feel like wasting the hydrogen. That's got seawater. That's got that. That's that. So everything has things in it. So let's go in here and make ourselves another one of these. Like so. There we go. Okay, and then we could put this. We have liquid glass. We could put it right there. Because that can't get anything in it because it's got the polyurethane in it. Okay, yeah. So let's go like that. We go like that. The glass will come over to here then. Okay, so now we got our liquid glass. We could bring it over here to this guy. Which we could put that right there. That still has 20 things of liquid rubber in it, which is fine because it's not a lot. We can take it down. Put it back up. And pull of our liquid glass into it. Nice, and then we could throw the copper thing in there, and then the gallium arsenic small piles. Like that. To get that. Right, so if we press U on that, and we go to the assembler, so it's 4 and 1, so we're going to need a bit more copper wire to get all of that, but that's going to make some diodes for us. So we'll let that just go. We're going to put our steel and our tin back in here. Let's grab our wire. Hit that. Click on this. Go like that. Go ahead, make some more of those. Perfect. Okay. So we have that. We have that. We're gonna need more copper wire for that, aren't we? Darn. And then we're gonna need more tin bolts. Right. So TIN. Go ahead, take that out of there, where we could throw it in the cutter. You get 10 bolts. And then once that is done, we're going to need some more copper here. So let's go ahead and grab this copper out of this. And yeah, let's go grab our iron from over here, though, real quick as well that we can. And I also went ahead and put an upgrade on this one and then moved the one that was there. Swapped them places, so now we have a lot of charcoal in our system. Yeah, I did that as well. I am going to take this stack of iron here and throw it in this lathe. Just so we can start getting some of that. And then once this is done here, we'll have the ability to throw it in there to make some wire. This will make some diodes like we said. Yeah, because we're going to need some medium voltage ones. So let's click on this, click on 3, throw that in there, take this out of there. Yeah, okay, there we go. We can take that out of there. I think it's everything we need right now except for the wires. Although I do want to come over here and look at this here, because we can go ahead and take that out. Take these 8 wafers out of here. Go over to the cutter. Put them in there. Where they will cut that into 8 of those, so we'll be good there. Yeah. And then of course once this one's done, we'll go ahead and grab it. Throw it in there too. And then the rest of these silicone wafers can just go in here with the extra discs there. Go like this. We'll eat our bread, grab this, and then that should be everything we need. We should have plenty of liquid tin. We probably don't have plenty of liquid tin in there. Nope, didn't want that in there. I wanted this in there. Boom. So we'll let that go and make some of those. But we are going to need some more liquid tin for sure. So let's go ahead and hit B and this and this. Make 2 more of those so we can make another one of these. Click up here and type in tin. Or we'll just grab a stack of tin out, put that right there. Throw that in there to start getting some tin, because this sounds like that is finished. It's finished mainly because it ran out of the 2 diodes. Okay. But we do need diodes, I think, for the medium voltage ones too, right? So this will make us another 6 medium voltage. But we got other stuff for that. And ooh, we also are going to need to make some of those other circuit boards, aren't we? The better ones. Ooh, yeah. Which is going to require a lot of work because we didn't keep any of our iron hydrochloride stuff when we have this. So, because of that, and I don't really want to get rid of that one right now, let's go ahead and click on this, go like this, and type in chemical reactor, right? And see what we need for our advanced chemical bath. Okay, so if I go like that, we press B. For some weird reason, it did not save it over on the side when I pressed A. Why is it not? Did it save it over here? Rock crusher, thing, advanced assembler, cutter, medium voltage, laser engraver. I don't know why it's. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Advanced chemical bath. So we're gonna need 2 of those and 1 of those. So we go right here real quick and make 1 of these. To make 1 of these. There we go. That's what we need for that. So we're gonna need 2 of these. Which to get 2 of those, we're gonna need this. So we're gonna need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. To get 1, 2 of those. And then we need 1 of these. It's going to require a steel fluid pipe. So we're gonna go like that. Make 2 of those for now, just in case I need to make one later again. Need another one of these. There we go. And we need the bronze screw, which BRO we don't really have, but we could easily go like this. Take a couple of these. Let's go ahead, take this tin out of here. Throw the bronze in there. Let's see, we'll take out this copper wire, let that make some more. Come over here, how we do. We got 6 more diodes there, which is perfect for what we need for the medium voltage. Okay, we can take that out. Once this is done, we can take these bronze out. We can take them out now. Actually, that's still got a little ways to go too. I'm just thinking. No, we need diodes for the medium voltage ones too, so I don't really want to waste all 6 that I have, because that's all I have. Because we didn't really prepare a whole lot. I mean, I got plenty of gallium arsenide, but we were just trying to get some of this other stuff done. Yeah, okay, so once this is done here with that one, we can throw this in there, throw out these iron rods, take these iron rods out. Go like that. Go ahead and take that and throw that in there as well. There we go. It's 16 of those, which is nice because that should let us make 16 of these total later once we get everything else we need. And with that, we should now be able to build our advanced chemical bath. Yes, perfect. Okay, then I just bring it over here, which, yeah, that's why. We already had one, but that's fine because we're going to need it still anyways. Let's go like this and put that, connect that to there. Okay, so we had the medium voltage chemical bath. We're going to need it to make some stuff. What do we need to do to get this stuff again? So we need to make some of these boards. So let's go in here. BOARD. Click on this one. And we needed either cupric chloride, sodium phosphate, or iron chloride, or iron 3 chloride. I think the iron 3 chloride was the easiest one to make because I believe that's just going to be hydrochloric acid with iron dust to get that and that. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. So we'll go like that. So that gives us the hydrogen gas and that. But we need to get the hydrochloric acid, which is going to be chlorine and ethylene. Or, right? Ethane. Of course, we also have the oxygen of hydrogen and chlorine to get it too, which would give us the hydrochloric. Okay, so we just need a thing of chlorine and a thing of hydrogen, which we actually do have one of each of those. Okay, so we do have those. So let's go ahead and hit B real quick and throw this in here. And then type in bucket. Where we run over here, we got a thing of chlorine gas there. And we got hydrogen gas there. And I don't remember if this was done inside of here or not. But if we go like this and we go click on this guy again. Go to the iron 3. We needed 3. Oh, we're going to need 3 buckets of hydrochloric. Which if we put this on a chemical reactor on 2, it's going to make... Oh, it'll make 3 buckets of it. Okay, perfect. So, oh, but we needed... Oh, wait, that's that one. It makes 1 bucket. for chlorine and hydrogen. Ugh. Well, that's fine for now. Wait, was that not in the chemical? Oh, it's not in the chemical bath. It's in the chemical reactor. Oh my goodness, I made the wrong thing. We wanted to make an advanced chemical reactor, not a... Hmm. Darn. Darn. So we'll click on this again, I guess. We'll go in here and type in chemical. We wanted to make this. The advanced chemical reactor. Actually, I wanted to click on that there. There we go. So if we go like this, we hover over this. We're going to need a bronze rotor, which means we're going to need a bronze ring. We can make one of those. There we go. I mean, we should easily still be able to make this. This isn't that hard. There we go. We could then make this to make that. There we go. And then we just need one of these. Perfect, which will give us our advanced chemical reactor. Gosh, I feel stupid. Oh well, we'll come over here, we'll click on it there. That'll get power. We can put chlorine in there. We can put hydrogen in there, which will give us a hydrochloric acid. Okay, and then with the hydrochloric acid, again, we needed something else. We needed just 3 buckets of it to get iron 3. Yeah. So we're going to need 3 buckets of that, which means we're going to need to figure out how to get some more chlorine. Chlorine we can get from a distillery with that in it, so we can't do that. Electrolyzer. Hydrochloric acid, yeah, of course. That... The tetrachloride. The apatite gives us... Okay, so 9, so we have that. If I press B and we type in app, we have exactly 18. That'll give us perfectly what we need. We could just bring this over, throw this into, was it the electrolyzer? Chemical reactor, the electrolyzer to get chlorine gas. Yes, okay. So we can throw this in here. That won't accept it, and that's oxygen and water, so that won't accept it either. So this will give us the chlorine gas we need. So for that, we'll also go ahead, run over here real quick, bust out 2 hydrogen or whatever. Then we can grab our thing here. There we go. Okay. And then we can bring this over to this. Okay, chemical reactor. So we go chlorine, hydrogen, hydrogen, chlorine. Bucket of this. Bucket of this. Now if I click on this, so if we go down here again and we type in iron 3, right, we go with this. It's the hydrochloric, this on 1. So if we go in here and we put this on 1, press B to grab ourselves some iron dust. I should be able to go in here, throw that in there. Throw all of these in there. And get some iron 3 again. Okay. And then with the iron 3, we press this on this. It is one of the epoxy, so that's actually for the we want the other one, right? We are looking for this one here. So we can make 10 of them for each bucket using silver foil and the other board. The other board we need to throw in an assembler with wood dust and glue. Okay, so we could do that. We could do that. Okay, so this comes out of here. And the hydrogen comes out of there. So really it's just about making that chlorine, which is really about getting that apatite dust, right? So if we could get the apatite dust, it'll be good, which I think we're getting right now in here, which we do have some more. Nice. Perfect. So we can make some more, but we do need to make some other stuff. We need to get this, I think, liquid glass out of here, or just make some more diodes with it. Because again, if we press this, this is made in a chemical reactor using that. But we got to make these, which again is wood dust or wood pulp, which we get by throwing wood into a thing. But I think we actually might have some wood dust. So let's go up here, wood. We do not. Okay. So let's grab some oak logs and throw them in here. And then we'll go like this with the skystone dust and throw it in the computer system. And glue. How do we get glue into here? Because I'm pretty sure. I mean, we have 3 buckets of the liquid polyurethane there, but I could go like this real quick. We could type in silicone, right? We could take out these 3 silicone ingots here, throw them in there to make them into this so we don't waste as much of this polyurethane, because we could just bring it over, throw them into here, and then we'll babysit this for a minute while we make it. Okay, while I was making it, an Enderman decided to attack me, which means that the thing over there, the Enderman didn't like it. Yeah, that's okay, I guess. We'll turn that back on and do this, and we'll get this finished. Yeah, see, I'd rather, yeah, waste only like 200 of that liquid polyurethane just to get this finished versus whatever. I'm curious as to why this is using up so much power now. We definitely need to move some stuff around, I think, to get this there. So, because I don't know. I think it's drawing power from over there, and it shouldn't be. So let's go ahead and pick it up. We're going to go ahead as well and disconnect that. Okay, let's get over there and pick it up if we can. Right, fall down. There we go. Okay. I think that might have been the problem, is that it was just getting power from that one over there instead of only from over here. Okay, so with this, now we need to get glue in here. Well, to get glue in there, so let's see if I actually click on this. We press U on this. We go up to this one here, right? We click on this. To get glue in there, we either have to centrifuge that, or we have to mix some things we don't have. So I think we're going to throw in the centrifuge some sticky resin to get some glue. But do we throw it in this centrifuge? Actually, while we're here, let's go ahead, take down this oxygen, put it there. Take down this nitrogen, which probably needs to go over here. Oh, that one's actually still got some in it. Which is weird. Why is this not working then? It's out of logs? Okay, that's why it's out of logs. Okay, whatever. We'll put that right there. We're still good. Let's go ahead, take out all this aluminum while we're here. And throw it in there. Okay, so then we'll hit B, so we get some sticky resin. We'll click here. And we'll just throw it in there to get some glue. It's going to take a little while again. Well, let's go eat our bread. And yeah, this I thought I was much closer to this than I was. We need to make possibly some of these super tanks. Can hold a large amount of liquids. However, they do need polyurethane to be made. However, yeah, okay. So if we could make some of these super tanks, I mean, like this one here holds 4,000 buckets, and it's literally just I think the hermetic casing and some low voltage things. And some low voltage. So that's a bunch of low voltage. This here's the harder thing, which is the large polyurethane pipe, which is going to be made in an extruder using either polyurethane pulp or polyurethane ingots. We'd have to figure out how to make those. Those are made in an extruder using pulp. So, I mean, it would make more sense to use the pulp then, I guess. Fluid solidifier, actually, yeah, we'd actually probably just use a fluid solidifier, but compressor, if we went like this and we just need the pulp. Okay, so it would take more time to make the pulp. So we would need a fluid solidifier and a other thing to do it. Let's go in here. How are we looking at glue? Got a little bit. Nitrogen and oxygen are both full there. Just gonna let this glue get made. Raw rubber pulp. That could be used to make rubber ingots. That could be used to make liquid rubber. It could be used to make a rubber ingot in an extruder. It could be mixed with concrete to make concrete or construction foam. And that's really about it. Okay, and we could scrap it down into piles of ashes. Oh man, I thought this was gonna make this glue much quicker, but we still have a little bit to go. Okay, so once we get the glue though, okay. Once we get the glue, we're working on doing this, but we need those medium voltage circuits. Sadly, I don't think we have. We go in here and type in board. Oh, hey. Look, I already have 14 of these. I didn't think I had 14 of these. Okay, well, let's bring these over here. Click on this. Press U on this. And go to this. So it's iron chloride 3, this, and silver foil. So we need our silver foil. So, which we only have 8 of right now. So we're going to need to make some more of that here in a second. But we could throw this and this in there. With that. And that'll make those. Okay. Didn't realize I already had a bunch of those. That kinda sucks that I had some of those and didn't know. We'll go here. Throw that silver dust there. Let's go ahead pick this guy up because I'm pretty sure he's finished with the stuff. Bring it over, set it down there. Throw it back into the electrolyzer so that we can start getting more aluminum again. Yeah, liquid tin. We'll bring this over. Put it here. And suck out a bunch of it. And then we'll pick it up, put it back. There we go. Okay, so let's come over here. And grab the 2 boards that we need for now. Okay, so if we come over here, we can then click on this. We are not going to need tin bolts. We are going to need silver bolts. We won't need IC chips or that or that. We will need this, this, and that. There we go. So that'll let us get those medium ones. And of course, while our silver's being made, right? So we should go over here, grab our silver now, which we could then bring over to our bender. I believe it goes on to 10. We click on this. It goes to 10. It goes to 10. So there we go for 10. Throw that in there. Let's start making some silver foil. Yeah, okay. Just because we need to get one more thing of silver foil for now. There we go. So we can bring it over, throw it in here, and we could do that. I do think we need to work on making a big chemical tower, distillation tower type thing, or couple those as soon as we can, so that we can kind of just have a bunch of different chemicals being made at the same time. Okay, but we could throw that in there, then we could hit this button here to click on this button here, to click on this, and press A on that just so we can see it. And if we hover over this, what all are we going to need? We're going to need some electrum wire, 2 of those things, and some electrum bolts. No, annealed copper bolts. Okay. So the fine electrum wire, which I think we can make. Let's find out. Let's go here and type in B, go electrum. Yeah, so we do have some electrum. So we'll take that out, and then copper. We have our annealed copper. Okay, so let's go like that. And how many of these did we need? So we needed 8 bolts. So if we go like this, 2 rods will give us, or 2 ingots will give us 4 rods, which will give us 8 bolts. Okay, yeah. Okay. So we'll go like this. We'll grab this silver foil out for now. Bring it over here. Throw it in here. Just so that I can keep making some more of those. Annealed copper can then go in here, where that'll make those. We could throw this in there. To get that, we could throw this this stuff here over into here. Where we go like this and go GA. I think this goes here. Yep, there we go. So small piles. We'll go ahead and make some more of that we could throw in here. With that to just let that make a bunch more diodes. Okay, so that's annealed copper bolts. We got 16 of them. We got the electrum wire. We do need the other chips. So I think if I type in chip, will it work? It show up? Yep, there we go. We got our RAM chips. Okay, so that should be everything we need. As long as it was 10. So we got that, we got that, we got this, we got this, we got this, and our transistors. So we hit B, and we click on this and click transistor. There we go. And we can throw the transistors in there, and boom, nice. It did use up all the electrum wire for just the one, so we would technically want to make some more probably. So B. Okay, well, we got another Enderman mad at us, so we're gonna run over here. Where are you at? There we go. I'm guessing, if anything, though, then the sword that was in here is probably gone. Yep, the sword is gone, so it's getting hit for with the thing instead. Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead eat. And with that, we could go ahead and probably just turn all the electrum into wire. Wait, we got that. Never mind. I'll go like this, bring this over, throw it in there. Boom, there we go. But that gave us our high voltage circuit. And boom, there we go. High voltage circuit. Which will let us get into high voltage stuff. Because now if I want to, I can click on here. And I could buy 10 of them for 16 coins. Which I believe we might have. If I go in here and type in coin. I do, so I could go like that. We could hit this. We could go like this, go like that, hit submit, and grab 10 high voltage circuits. So we have 11 high voltage circuits now. Yeah, perfect. Okay. There we go. So now we can work on high voltage stuff. So if I click on this, we can go back to here real quick. Just to see, because I'm also thinking I need a lot more wood. We need to make this greenhouse, which is going to be a thing. That's a lot of work to do. Oh, that's a whole lot of work to do. So we will come back to that. I will probably do that later. Okay. So that's going to be a huge thing to make that greenhouse, but we'll be okay. Is there anything else in here other than these that I need to worry about right now? I don't think so. So let's go ahead and jump over to this, where we could apparently make a thing called a multi-smelter, a multi-block that has two uses, either smelting normal items or creating alloys at an extreme rate. It is very useful when making printed circuits. Ooh, okay. So it's basically an electric blast furnace and a thing. So we would need 4 of those, 1 of these, some of those. We actually, I think we have all of that. Um, so if I typed in multi, then we look to see if we could find it. I don't really see it anywhere. So I don't know what it's actually called. Let's go ahead, click on this, click on this, click on that, press A there. Then we can hit B and click on that. Okay, so sweet, we could already make that. If we go like this though and press U on this multi-block information, it will need either some copper nickel coils or some Canthal coils. It is a little bit smaller, which is nice, but we don't have either of that. So we also are going to need some more of that Invar stuff. We're going to need some more of these. Yeah, so we can get that. We just need to work on doing some stuff for that. Okay, so while to do that, I think we're going to just go ahead and try to jump straight into Canthal if we can. Bring this over here to right here, where I take out these hot Canthals, put them in there. And we'll just let those go for a while. That's going to take quite a while to get all that done. So yeah, we'll just let that go. How is this looking for maintenance? Doesn't look like it needs anything according to that. This is now getting full of tiny dust, so let's go ahead, grab that like so. Let's go eat real quick as well. And then let's just run down here real quick where I could put some stuff away. Silver. I don't really have a spot down here for silver, so it's going to go down here. Boom. 10 bolts, iron rods. We'll go boom. And boom, and we definitely don't have enough space for all of this, so yep, we'll just go like that. Throw this stuff here, there. We'll go like this, go that there, that there. What you call it, aluminum plates, boom. I mean, some of this stuff doesn't even need to be on here. It's just, yeah, why not? Uh, like that. There we go. Silver bolts could go there. Tin rod can go there. Why not? Why not? And these printed circuit boards can go right there. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, but we are into high voltage. We'll let that go for the CANSOL stuff. We'll let this go and just get all of that into stuff before we do anything with that thing. Okay, so if we click on this, we can accept this quest though. There we go. We can now get any HV converter by coming over here and clicking on this and going here and typing HV. So it'd be what, like space. I'm trying to remember what the actual thing is. So HV space 4A. So if we did that, we'd be able to make ourselves the battery buffer. Nope. What are we looking for? Right here, this here. So if we click on this, click on that, we could do that. The aluminum wire, we could go like this and go 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we just need one of these, which would go like that. Ooh, apparently needs polyurethane sheets. Okay, so we need to get some polyurethane sheets. The polyurethane sheet is going to be made in a fluid solidifier, so we're definitely going to need to make one of those. So it only needs ultra low volt, so it only needs a basic one. But let's go ahead and see, can we make this one? So we're going to need, in here we're going to need another machine frame. So let's go ahead, grab this, to grab this, or machine hull, I should say. It's going to need a chest. So we'll go like this, make a couple chests. Then it's going to need 2 of these. So we're going to need 2 of these. 1, 2. And we're going to need 2 of these, which we need 1. Right, so we're going to need 2 of those for these. So if I click on this, click off of that, click on this, there we go. We go like that. And to make this, we are going to need another one of these. I hate this thing. I hate this thing sometimes. Oh my goodness, this is annoying. So we'll go like this. I'm gonna make a couple of them again, just in case. We'll go like this, go like this. Make a couple rubber rings, like so. And then we'll click on this, click on this. Make a couple of those. To be able to click on here, click on here, click on here. There we go. Which will now let us make a second one of these if we can click on this here to go like that, to make that, to make our advanced fluid solidifier. It's going to be the easiest way to do this because, yeah. Okay, so we have 3 buckets of liquid polyurethane in here. We go ahead and grab out 2 of them, I think. Bring our fluid solidifier over here. Put it right there. There we go. We can then take this, which actually we want 2, if we go in here and we press U on this, if we don't have anything in there, it doesn't make anything. So we need to just make a plate, which we should have. So we click on here and type in plate. We could grab this. We could throw this in there and throw this in there where it will make some plates for us. Nice. So we could do that and we're good. Okay, I still can't go through there even though I keep trying. Okay, so now if we click on here and we click on this, we can go here where this will let us make a high voltage machine casing. And then what do we need for wire? We need gold cable times 1. Okay. So gold, GOLD. We have gold cable here, which makes sense. We go like that. Okay, so that is empty with that there now. So we apparently used up all the glass perfectly. Okay, so now we can go like this. And just put some of the liquid rubber in there for now until boom. There we go. Then we can throw that in there. We get that. And then we come over here though, because we're gonna need a lot of this. So we're gonna grab gold. And we are gonna go ahead, come over to this, put this back on 1. Throw that in there and start making some gold wire. Okay, then we grab this, push that. There we go. There's our high voltage machine hall, which I believe is going to be a quest. There we go. We can get that. Okay, so with that now, because we can't really do any of this other, I mean, we could do all this other stuff with medium voltage. It's just not going to be the greatest. We should now be able to come in here, click on this to make ourselves a high voltage converter. Perfect, right? Perfect. I don't think we're going to be able to make a high voltage energy hatch anytime soon because it looks like we're going to need an assembler or an assembler 2 to do that because we need a high voltage assembler for that. Okay. And then I'll need a high voltage coil, machine hall, 2 gold cables, and 2 of those with some sodium potassium, which we could probably get because we do have potassium and sodium and stuff. So, okay, that shouldn't be too hard. So now let's go ahead and hit B. Throw the diodes and the sheets in there. And high voltage energy thing. We're going to bring it over here for right now. And just put it right there. It's not going to do much of anything as it goes, as it stands for right now. So let's go ahead, see what else we can work on. There's a clean room, which is a gamer's nightmare, of course. There's the advanced circuit assembler, which we just made the basic one, right? Yeah, we just made the basic one. There's some raw carbon fibers over here we can work on getting. And some other stuff. Let's go ahead and actually accept this quest. There's the advanced auto cleave, which will give us the ability to make these nano muscles, which have built-in night vision and step assist. Ooh. Nullifies fall damage as well. And yeah, so I mean, what do we need for all that anyways? That's going to be carbon fiber plates and that. And then that all uses power, I'm guessing, to, yeah, okay. So that's some cool stuff in there that we could get to making later. Power storage and batteries are shown. So there's, okay, so that's also, yes, some different power storage things. We do have the ability now to make the large chemical reactor. Kind of. We need to get a liquid polytetrafluoroethylene ethylene bucket for that. There's some CPU chips to be able to make the third and last low voltage chip, which let's see what that actually requires. So that would require one plastic printed, one CPU chip, two resistors, two copper, two transistors, and two capacitors with some soldering alloy. Or liquid tin, or I don't even know what that chip is going to be made out of, but I would assume if that chip's easy to make, which is a cutter with high voltage using a scope wafer, which is using some other wafers and some yellow lens, Draco, phosphorus, Neek, squiz, whatever. So that possibly this one with that one, and yeah. So I mean that actually seems very possible to make. So we could do those, and that seems like that would be much cheaper overall. But for now, I think we need to get to this high voltage energy hatch and stuff as well, which we need some of these chips for that. Means we need an orange lens. The orange lens, how do we get the orange lens? The orange lens is going to be just quite literally a glass lens and orange dye. So we can't, there is no other fancy thing for there that would require us to have or that's going to require us to have an advanced chemical bath 2, though, in order to do that. So, yeah. So even though that is just something here that it's like, oh, you can make that. It's not something we can make. Oh, what's this? Advanced prospecting, which I don't think is really going to do anything. Wait, fluid drilling allows you to pump oil from the void. I don't know how it works, but it does. Better drills do not drain chunks as much and work much faster. Okay, so we could use this. I didn't realize that there were some of these that we could have done before, but if we press U on this, right, or click on this, we press U on this, we could make this here, which I was hoping it would show us what we could drill out of it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know on that. Okay, so where are we at? Where are we at then? Plastic printed circuit board. So how do we get these? So plastic printed circuit board and that. So if we click on this, we would need sulfuric acid, some of this stuff, and that. We could probably use polyether, polypropylene sheet. Okay, so that would be it. Polypropylene sheet, copper foil, and sulfuric acid in a chemical reactor, and that is a low voltage one, so we could just do that in the low voltage one pretty easily. But we would need to get some sulfuric acid to do that. Sulfuric acid is going to be oxygen and hydrogen sulfide. Oxygen, we have hydrogen sulfide is going to be, let's see, it's going to be an easier way to get this. Sulfuric heavy flue, hydrogen, natural gas, hydrogen and natural gas, or sulfuric gas, hydrogen gas, and sulfur. So we could actually do that to get the sulfur, or to hydrofluoric or hydrogen sulfide to do that. Okay, so that's actually not too hard. That wouldn't be too hard to be able to get to printed circuits. But if we could get to that, then we could get to this circuit, which fine redstone alloy kind of sucks. We're going to need to make a bunch of red alloy for that. So we're going to need a lot of stuff for all of that. So, yeah, okay. So, I do think, though, we do pretty much want to work on making this assembler times 2, so we could actually make the things. Okay. So, assembler times 2. We'll go ahead, click on this, and we'll click on this. We are going to need a whole lot of stuff for that. So, let's click on this real quick. Hover over this. and go. We're going to need one of these, so we're going to need that gold wire. So let's actually grab that gold wire while we're here. Wait, didn't make the gold wire. It's in here. Yeah, go like that. Let that make the gold wire, so we can do that. We can also click here, though, to click here, to click this. Do that. But that was all of our stainless steel sheets that we had. Do we have more stainless steel in here? We do. Couldn't remember if I had made a bunch more or not. Let's go ahead, click on this. Change that back to 1 and throw those 9 up there. And actually, we're probably going to go ahead and throw another 16 up there just because. There we go. Okay, then we can grab this. We could then run over here so it's not as loud. Hit B. Click on this to make another high voltage machine frame. Okay, now we just need to make 2 arms and 2 things. So if we click on this, right, just go to the one for rubber sheets. And then we click on this and click on this to do that. Okay, and then we click on this because we're going to need these. And then we can click on this because we're going to need that. Okay. So we're going to need a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we're going to need some electrum wire times 2. Some silver cable times 2. Okay. Okay, so we're going to need a lot of stuff. And some stainless steel rods. So let's get some stainless steel rods made. We'll throw those up in there. Like that. And we're going to take this out and see what all it was again that we needed. Okay, so if we hit this. So because we need electrum wire. So we're going to need electrum. So we go here, throw this. That's not silver, so click here, type in silver. Pretty sure I could throw silver dust in there, right? Yeah, I could just use silver dust. Okay. Gold. We could just use gold dust and silver dust. Like that to make a bunch more electrum. That we could throw in here to make some electrum wire. So you get electrum wire times 2. This is going to make that. Okay, so that's that. So we are actually going to probably want all of this rubber down there. Or up in there now. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't want it using all of it on the gold. So we'll go ahead and throw it in there. We want for the arm's using gold cable. That's using, or the motor's going to be using silver cable. So we're going to need some silver wire too. Which kind of sucks. We go here, silver, grab this. Throw that in there so I can start making that. We got that. We click here. Okay, so that needs, again, electrum times 2. So we could just go like this. And that'll give us the 4 electrum times 2 for making 1 motor. And how many motors are we going to need to make? Again, let's do some counting. Let's come over here and do some counting. So, for this, we need 2 arms and 2 things. So 2 arms, or 2 belts is going to use 4 motors, right? Yeah, so we're going to need 4 motors. That's 4 motors we need just for the 2 belts. For the things here, for the arms, which I apparently did not somehow click A on. So we click on here, we click on here, we click on that. Okay. The arms are going to need 2 motors for it, for that, and 1 motor for that. So that's 3 motors for arms, so that's another 6 motors. So that's total of 10 motors we're going to need, right? So we need 10 motors. 10 motors is going to require 40 electrum and 20 of those, or 20 of that. So we need, yeah, okay. That's a lot. That is a whole lot. So this is going to make that. That gives us 40, which will give us the 20 we need, right? And that was covered cable, right? That was, again, silver times 2 silver cable covered. Currently we have times 2 silver wire. We want to go ahead and get all of these covered for sure. Okay. The electrum, then we go boom. We need this to be times 2 wire, so we might as well go ahead and tell it to turn it straight into times 2 wire, which we needed. We're going to need 40 of, just to get those. Okay, yeah. We are going to need some extra gold, so that's just gold cable for that. This is going to need gold. We're going to need a lot of rods. So that's this here. To make 10 of these, going to need 20 rods just to make those. We currently have 32, so we're going to need 20 rods again, just for the motors. We need to make 2 pistons, which is going to be another 4 rods. So that's 24 rods. And then this is going to need another 2 rods after that. So that's going to need another 4 rods. That's 28 rods. We have 32. We should be good there to get that. So now we should be good overall with everything. I'm pretty sure we have enough rubber sheets in here. So if we go in here and type in rubber, we got 15, which is just enough. So we're good to go there. We are going to need to make some more. But yeah, okay, so we're almost done with this too. Once this is done, we should have pretty much everything we need other than this. Which that's actually going to be the big bottleneck right now for this, because we need all those in order to make them all. Okay. So we'll let that keep going for a little bit. And while that goes, what can we work on? Graphene dust for that. You know what? Actually, we need to make that forming press, right? Fluid solidifier, distillery, chemical bath, forming press. So if we click on this, we need to make 2 of these, which means if we click on here, we go like this. Go 1, 2. Then we actually need 2 of these, so we'll go 1, 2. Okay, we're out of aluminum rods, which kind of sucks. So if we hit B, type in ALU. Okay, so we don't have any. That's just plain ingots in our system. So we'll come over here and grab out that to bring them over here and get some aluminum rods going. We also need more copper cable, apparently. We apparently don't have any copper cable. So we'll get some copper wire out and throw it in here and get some more copper wire going. Or cable, not wire. We already have the wire. We're taking the, yeah, okay. Okay, and that needs 2 for those. And 4 for this. So we're going to need at least 6 to 8 of them. So, yeah, that's something else. It's going to take a little while. Yay, perfect. Okay, so that's that. I'll go like this. Once we get one more, use wire cutters to set canal. Okay, yeah, we already knew about that. Okay, so we go like that. Then we go here. Okay, so click on this. We need to grab our rods. There we go. So now we click on here. I can go like this and go one. Click on here again. Click on here again. There we go. Make two. Okay, perfect. Okay. So now the forming press, we just need our hull. So we'll go like this with this. I'm going to close that out just because. Then we'll click here to make ourselves the machine hull. To go here and go, why is it telling me? It's probably the circuits, isn't it? MV. No, we have the circuits. So it would be just the copper cable then. Okay, so we need one more copper cable. And then we should actually have enough electrum now, I think. We go like this, hit B. Go like that to make our forming press, which I'm fairly certain we didn't make one, right? Engraver, mixer, cutter, chemical reactor, solidifier, bath. Okay, yeah, definitely did not make one. Okay, so we can put it there. And say, sure. Again, I don't think there's one over here anywhere. Yeah, don't think so. Okay, perfect. Of course, yeah, I could always check over here. So that's got medium voltage. That's got medium voltage. Yeah, we don't have a forming press. That is the first one I made. I did not do a stupid again. Okay. Okay, so with that, though, we could also hit B on this and start making the stuff for this. So we need to make the 10 motors first. So let's go ahead and click on there. Put that, and that in here. And then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we need 2 of these for one of these, right? So click on here. To click on here, go like this and go 1. That all the plates we had? Yeah, that was apparently all the plates we had. Let's grab these stainless steel plates. I don't know why the shears are in there. Okay, then we click here. So I can then click this and go 1. And oh yeah, because we only made one gear. Okay, so we go like that, that. There we go. So there's our two of those we need for these. So then we click here and go with this and go 1. And then click here and be out of rods. So then we go here, I guess, and make some more stainless steel rods because I didn't take into account something using stainless steel rods apparently. Okay, so we hit B, close that out, click that to get our second arm. Okay, so we have our second arm, and now we just need to make our 2 belts. Which if I go like this, we go 1 belt, 2 belts. Right, there's our 2 belts. We could then click on this to be done with that. Nice, nice. So we now have our advanced assembler times 2, which for now is going to come over right here. We'll then hit here and click in this and type in gold real quick. And not have any, so I'm actually going to go like this. Put that in there and then go 1, 2. You know what? I think I might go ahead and... No, that should be fine. That should be fine. We'll go like that. We'll throw these in here so we get power to that machine as well. Because we just need 2 of those. I mean, technically we only need 1 of those, but then we'll go here, go like this and type in at create. So we can grab one of these out and grab two of these out to bring this over here. Jump up and put it there. I thought I only grabbed two of those out, but whatever. We'll connect that up to there. And then we'll connect this over to there. So that now has power. We can then grab these two cables out and go boom, boom. And of course we don't have our cutters on us anymore because, yeah, go like that. There we go. And boom. Nothing happened. Nothing blew up. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So now we have an advanced assembler. Yeah, nice. Okay, so with the advanced assembler being made, we could click on this, click on that, and yeah. So SMDs, these are the different resistors, capacitors, transistors, and diodes that we can make. So this would use platinum wire and gallium to make 32 of those. I don't know where we would get platinum because that would be really nice for the amount we'd use there. So platinum wire we get from platinum. Platinum, we get that. Let's see if we can figure out where we can get platinum from. We get from crushed platinum, which we can get somewhere, maybe. Let's find out if we can get platinum at all anyways. So if we click on here, that's this other weird stuff. We haven't done anything with that yet. Bara, whatever stuff. Polycate, pitch, bauxite, tungstate, shellite, immolite, molybdite. Okay, so I don't see any actual things here to get platinum. Go in here and scroll out. This here's how we go about getting another star, apparently. So that's that. Pitch stuff makes some other weird stuff. Uranite, which I'm going to assume is what we could use to get uranium and plutonium stuff, it looks like. Tungstate gives us tungstate, which gives us tungstate acid dust, which gives us tungsten. Troxide, blah, blah, blah. I don't really see platinum anywhere. It's titanium down there, which we get from bauxite and the other thing. Yeah, I don't really see in there getting platinum at all. Potassium hydrate, some other weird stuff. That's a bunch of chemicals, silicone, gelatin, activated carbon to get silicon carbide to get that. Borax, bismuth, tellurium. Yes, I don't know for sure if we could even get that for sure. Okay. But maybe, who knows? Go back over here. There's got to be a way to get it. It's the only way to make that, right? SD resistors, polyurethane, and fine electrum wire. So that's actually nice. That's cheap. Carbon dust is pretty easy to get. Electrum wire is pretty easy to get. And even, I don't know if that's going to be easy to get, but electrum wire is pretty easy to get. So we can make resistors overall pretty cheap. Overall pretty cheap. The most expensive part of it is the polyurethane, which once we actually get a better way of getting it than this, or getting a better way to get it, ethylene, I think we'll be okay. I think right now, let's look at the ethylene real quick. Ethylene. So we type in that, right? Kenzol, ethanol, uh, ethane, um, is it ethane and not ethylene? No, it's ethy. Ethy. There we go. That's the right one. Liquid polyurethane. So if we click on this, right, the two ways of getting it are air and ethylene in the chemical reactor, or oxygen and ethylene. The air technically is the easier one to get. I get so much air real easy. So we could get that with that to make that. So we could do that step, which isn't going to be too bad. And I think the ethylene is the one that's a bit more of an annoyance to get. Because, yeah, the sulfuric acid and ethanol would give us a bucket of it with a bucket of that. Carbon dioxide and glycerol would give us 2 buckets and 5 buckets of it. So that would actually be really, really nice there. Because, yeah, I mean, carbon dioxide, we could actually get that pretty easily. I know that. But the glycerol is apparently going to be, what, fish oil and ethanol. Oh, that kind of sucks. So, yeah, so if we go back here, ethylene. That's probably going to be the best way of getting it, really, versus this. Because I don't know a distillery. Because right now, this is how we're getting it. Which, again, if we had steam cracked fuel, would be a nice way of getting some of it. Because, yeah, you know, like this one here, steam cracked butane gives us 1.5 for every one. But most of them, it's not very, very efficient in the distillery. So, yeah. Like right now, I think we're using wood gas, which is this one here. So for every 1,000 wood gas, we're only getting 20, which sucks. So I'm thinking I want to look into a way of using because I don't think the distillation tower is going to be great either. I mean, the thing that'd be nice about that one though is like you don't get a lot of the ethylene, right? We're not getting a lot of ethylene. We're getting like 200, which isn't bad. But what we are getting is a bunch of this other stuff: the light fuel, the butane, the ethane, the propane. Apparently, we're getting 2 different types. Oh, propane and propene. Yeah. Okay. Then we have a large chemical reactor, which we could make now, which is going to give us ethanol and sulfuric acid. Yeah. So that actually might be the better way of going about it. Ooh. We can't do anything with bacterial harvest because of that. Okay, so I think what we're going to need to look into is getting is ethanol and sulfuric acid to get this the better way. Because right now is a bad way of getting it. Sulfuric acid we can get from hydrogen sulfate and oxygen, or we could get it in a centrifuge doing that. Nope, can't do that. Water and sulfur trioxide. I think this is how we did it before. We went through that long setup of getting all of this. And yeah, I think that was how we did it before. It was just that large setup. So distillery again. Distillery's not going to be the best way because we have stuff that we can't use to get to it. The electrolyzer, however, we don't really have a good way for that. Electric blast furnace with hydrogen and whatever that is. So I don't think we would have a good way with that. The distillation tower. For some reason, I thought sulfuric acid was a bit easier to get. I thought it was just like sulfur and whatever. We have hydrogen sulfide and oxygen, water, and sulfur trioxide. Okay, so I think that's what we're going to need. Sulfur trioxide, which is going to be oxygen and sulfur dioxide. I think it's the sulfur dioxide that's actually super easy to get because we could throw that nether air if we could get that into a thing to get a bunch of that. But we could also throw some sulfur, whatever. Yeah, so in a chemical reactor was oxygen and yeah. So I think what I want to do is I want to make a bunch of aluminum drums so that we can make a thing. Or do I want to make aluminum drums or do I want to make these super tanks? I might make the super tanks, to be honest, because again, a super tank one. I mean, they use the low voltage ones, which kind of sucks. And I mean, I think I want to make like 6 or 7. I think I'm just gonna go with the aluminum drums. So if I press B, aluminium, so we have that. We have the rods on us. Okay, so yeah, we could just go like this. Type in drum real quick. Click that. Click that. Click here. Are we out of? I was about to say, are we out of hammers? But no, we're just not in our right inventory thing for that. So go like this. Get some aluminum rods. We're going to go ahead and make 10. Then we'll click this, and that'll give us 5 of these. Okay, so with that, I should be able to then come over to our chemical reactor, which is right here, right? And I might move it to the end. So we'll take that off of there. We'll put this right there. Like that. And like that. There we go. And with this here's where we could do some work. Okay, so we could get a thing to get inbound. So let's go ahead and go here and type in fluid. And we are apparently out of these fluid pipes. So let's go ahead and make some more real quick. And we're going to go like this for that. And then we'll put this up here. Okay. So we needed oxygen in there, and then we needed something else, right? So oxygen and sulfur, I think, is what we need in there. So if we come over here and grab a stack of sulfur, and then we come over here and grab a barrel of oxygen, and we put this right there. What we could do is throw this in there. And if we press U on this again and we go to our chemical reactor to get carbon dioxide, right? That's what we're trying to go with. Or sulfur dioxide. So if I throw this in there, right? And we press U on this and we go to a chemical reactor. And we go to, we also gonna need some fertilizer. So if we have some calcium, we could do that. But I think right now we're looking for this one. So sulfur and that, so we need to put it on 2. So we'll put that on 2 and let that start making sulfur dioxide like so, which we could then put this barrel right here. No, I don't want to put that barrel right there. I'm going to put that barrel right there. That is empty though, so we can actually put this here so that we can go like that. Okay. But we don't want 2 barrels up there right now. because that's how that's going to work. Okay, so we go like that. And it's not going to take out of there. Okay, so let's go like this. We'll go like this. We'll go like that. This is where this gets annoying, isn't it? Okay, there we go. We don't really want it on auto, but we do want it so that that can come out. So I do that and that. Why is it not coming out? Mm. They changed something with this because this used to be able to be pulled out of any side. It'd only be pulled out of this side now. Okay, let's find out. Let's find out. We'll go like that. We'll just move that out of the way. So this we don't need it right there anymore because it's empty. That's not good. That's not good. Well, we just wasted one of those. Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead, break this, break this, break this. And we'll put it over here then. Where I'll go like this, and we will take that out of there because we definitely don't want that there. Okay. And then if I take this and put it here, why is it not taking this out of there? Like it should be able to. Like I should be able to go like this, put that in there. It should fill up. Oh wait, never mind. I gotta tell it to take it out of there, don't I? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, so we are taking the sulfur dioxide out of here. So if we press U on this though, again, and we put oxygen gas in with it, with the sulfur dioxide, we would get sulfur trioxide. Or if we put it in with chlorine, we get that. But what we want is this. So we want the sulfur trioxide, I believe, right? Because we click on that, we get the sulfuric acid by putting it with water. So yeah, so we want to turn all of this. Why did it stop? Okay, it didn't stop. It just moved. Okay, okay, I see. I see. So that water we will use later, but for now, we'll go ahead. We'll grab this. We'll put it there. And we'll put this back into the system. Like so. We'll take that out. And then we needed just oxygen, right? Yeah, so we need just oxygen. So we're going to need another 16 things of oxygen, which I don't think we have anymore. Well, actually, we have oxygen right here, right? Yeah. We have oxygen right here. So let's grab this. Take this around. And put it right there. Or I could then go like this and connect it to there and connect it to there. And then watch as that gets up to close to 16, 14. Okay, so if I take that off for real quick, we are just shy of a bucket, so we'll go like this. Or just, yeah. So we'll go like that. So we go like this. Boom. That way we don't waste more than, we're going to waste what, 1.5 whatever. And that is getting sulfur trioxide in it now, which we can grab this, put right there to fill up with sulfur trioxide. Nice. We will need water now that I found that out. So we will put that there to get water. Oxygen gas we could put right there. And yeah. I don't know still if we can because like we don't have fluid drawers, right? Base DR. Yeah, so we don't actually have fluid drawers. I'm not sure if we could link the super ones up. Okay, so that drum is now empty. I could pick it up, move it over here, and we could pick this up, put it there, pick this up, put it there. And I mean, we only need those two things in there, so it should be fine if there's oxygen in there. And go like that for this to start making the other thing, right? Sulfuric acid. Yes, okay, perfect. Then we can grab this, put it here. I thought we could put that there. I don't know why it's not letting us put that there. Let's go like that, and then that, and that. Now is it? No. Let's go like this, and boom. It's still not putting it there. Okay. So, why not? Can I not put... Okay, so we can't put sulfuric acid into one of these. Huh. That kind of sucks. Anyways, the sulfuric acid, we could then press U on that, and then in any chemical reactor, we put it with, what was it? We're trying to get ethylene, right? Ethylene. So we go like that. We put it in with a chemical reactor with ethanol. Okay. Okay, so we do have a bunch of sulfuric acid, which is nice. Sucks that we can't put it into the aluminum drum, though. Which means we might need to make a super tank just for it. So let's go ahead and we click here. Or actually, we click here and we type in tank, right? We could see Super Tank 1, Super Tank 2. Super Tank 2 uses medium voltage, so we'll just go here. What are we short on? We're short on this, which needs a large polyurethane pipe, which is going to be a pipe. And yeah, I forgot that was a whole lot of work for that, which we will have to come back for. Yeah, either way, we still got into our high voltage stuff, right? And all of that. So we go here and step to the side, other way. There we go. Go up. Perfect. There we go. We could do that. Hit F2 to get our screenshot. And yeah, so we got a lot of stuff going. We've got a decent amount of copper, nickel, and gold now. Gold's going to be very useful because we are definitely going to need a lot of electrum. Of course, we do technically have a decent amount of gold here. And I'm assuming this, okay, so that was like, this ran out of stone dust. Okay. So, but we do need to figure out if we can store, actually, I'm curious, can we store it if we go in here? Type in tank. We don't have any more of them. Okay, so let's go ahead and go down here. Click on this. Click on this. We'll make a couple of barrels just because we are out of wood in there too, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Let's see if we could put it in one of these. Yes, we can. Sweet. So we could put it into here, which is nice. Of course, we do want a second one because we have 16. And these only hold 8 SAR. Of course, we can't pick these up. Yeah, okay, so we can't pick those up, which sucks, but is whatever. Can I put that on there? Yes, I can. I can put that on there just so we get all 16 sulfuric acid out of our system here. And then we could actually go ahead and break that and put it back down because we have that. Okay, so now we just need to get the ethanol. Right, so to get polyurethane, we need the ethylene, which means we need the ethanol now, which means we need, I believe, this ethanol, which is going to be a little bit annoying to get because we're going to need wood vinegar and we don't get a very good thing out of that. Okay. The other way would be from biomass, which is going to be probably the better way in a distillery. Biomass we get by making a brewery, or we can make it in a poly thing with biochaff and water, which would actually, you get a decent amount of biomass from that. The biochaff you get by breaking down 2 plant balls, which I don't think we have a whole lot of. I know we have some. Oh, we got a couple. We also have oxygen, glue. We also have 30 things, 30 buckets of nitrogen in there right now, too. We grab all this wood pulp here out. Grab that out. Let's go ahead and hit B real quick. Throw that in here. Put that in there. You know what? Let's go ahead and throw some of this other stuff into our system. Why not? Sure. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. We got that. So we could go like this and throw that in there. And then we type in plant ball so we can get out the other one. We do that, and then we press R on this to get plant ball. So centrifuge, you get them from that, and you get it from wood in the centrifuge. You get it from grass in the centrifuge, and you get it from that. Okay, compressor. So if we make a compressor, though, what we could do is get a lot of plant balls from over there, from basically from our sugar cane, right? An extruder, you get it from wood pulp, you have a chance of getting it. And then from essence burning, from slime balls, you can get it. But we don't have anywhere close to that yet. So what I'm thinking is I will make a compressor to be able to be able to do this. So let's go ahead, turn this back on, let that keep making more sugar cane. We can get that compressor going so that we can get a lot of biomass. Because if we get that biomass, right, we go like this, we get this biomass, right, which we throw in a brewery or we throw it in the Pyroless oven because we could just kind of go rearrange everything we got over there to get the 5 buckets of biomass, which then we can turn into what you call it in the distillery. I mean, 1 for 600, so I mean we lose a bunch, but we do gain the best amount out of it, I think. I think that is going to be the best way of doing it. Yeah, Because, I mean, if we can make a distillation tower, we would get both out of it, and it is high voltage. So what do we need for the distillation tower? So let's go like that and press A on this to get that. We could actually press A on the building gadget because we don't need that there. So what all do we need to make this? So we're going to need everything. We need EV circuits for this. Ugh. That kind of sucks. EV circuits, I don't think we're going to be anywhere close to doing those because we need microprocessor assemblies, which is a high voltage circuit that we're not anywhere close to. We need the plastic things. We need the RAM, the blue alloy bolt, which is going to be a blue alloy ride, which is blue alloy, which is going to be electro-tight dust and silver and some other stuff. So we could work on that as well. But I think for now, the biggest thing is going to be making just another distillery, which we could probably make just the high voltage distillery. So if we went in here, distill, and just made this the advanced distillery, so we could just hit E on that. We pretty much have, I was going to say everything we need, some of the stuff we need, but we also have to hit B and click in the right thing. So if we hover over this, all we would need is the coil, the pump, and the block again, which, I mean, we could kind of make part of this right now. So we'll go like that, click this. There we go. We get that. The pump is a little bit of work because we're going to need a steel rotor, which means we need apparently just a steel ring, which we could easily make real quick. So let's go ahead and just do that. To make the steel rotor, boom. We were getting super close to actually doing this. We need a stainless steel pipe, which kind of sucks. That's going to use up a lot of stainless steel. We need one of these, which means we need some more silver cable. Silver, which, yeah, we don't really have. So if we go here, we grab that. Grab electrum wire. Throw that in there. I really don't want to use all of it, but pretty sure it needed silver wire times 2, right? Yeah, so it's the silver times 2, so we go like that. We do still have the rubber, so we can throw this in here. And then, yeah, I know I got distracted of doing some stuff. This should be pretty easy to get going. Okay, if we do that to make this, to be able to make this. Okay, and then lastly, we just need whatever this coil is, which is a Canthal spring. Which kind of sucks, but we do have Canthal in here. It's good. And we're going to need 4 Canthal rods, so we'll go like this real quick and go 1, 2. I'm pretty sure that's all we're going to need is 4. Let's go like that. Okay, then we click on, not that, click on this, click on this. Actually, we're going to have to hit the right thing, so click on that, click on this, click on this. Go like that, throw this up there, go like that. Let's go ahead, close that off of there, press U on this to make this spring. Perfect. And that'll let us make our advanced distillery. Perfect. And that's actually going to come over here and get placed on the side of that. And with that, we'll now be able to kind of redo some stuff here. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, we do have 2 buckets of ethylene in here right now that we can grab and bring over here to this just to get some more polyurethane or liquid polyethylene and be good with that. So with that though, I mean, I am curious. So if I click on here, is the distillation distilling industrial barrel? Uh, that's the distillery tower, so it wants us to do that. But yeah, so actually it looks like we can get to our EV a little bit quicker than I think. Looks like we would just go to the clean room, then to this. Okay, so it looks like the EV one's going to be a little bit quicker than I think. But yeah, we just need, yeah, we also have to go this way, right? Because it's just that. Yeah, 2 things in, so we'd have to go down here, the advanced circuit, to make the microchip, to make that, and do that. So that doesn't seem like that's overall too hard. There is quite a bit to have to make this, but we could get into that a little bit quicker. And yeah, so we could do that, and we should be good. So as always, thank you all for watching. Please enjoy your day, night, doing whatever you're doing, wherever you're at. Again, force your friends to watch. We will come back. I'm gonna take a new screenshot because we got that other thing on there. There we go. And we'll come back next time for some more Star Technology, where now that we're in high voltage, we'll see what we can do. There's some stuff with like batteries and stuff. We are still overall good on power as long as I keep stuff up. I might upgrade these to medium voltage, and I might upgrade these to medium voltage as well, because that's going to give you a 6 times capacity and a 14 times transfer rate, even though I don't think it even matters, because like these can only transfer so much. So I'm pretty sure that's really as much as you need, other than just getting more power. But yeah, I think we're good. We got a bunch of liquid polyurethane and stuff going. Got the ethylene in here. We will need to get some more oxygen in there, which is a thing. And yeah, and then of course, once we get our ethanol, we can get this made into ethylene a little bit easier. And yeah, until next time, peace out. See you later.